In this tutorial, we are going to cover the hows and whys of converting your photo to black and white. Please open Elements and the black and white photo and follow along as we go. As always, we will make a duplicate. I'll call it copy. Get rid of my original and double click my hand tool, and I'm ready to go. So this is a photo that was taken down near the Parliament buildings on a field trip. This was taken by Jade Chupik, one of our previous students. So we're going to convert this to black and white. When you shoot your pictures, you should always shoot in color and later convert to black and white if you wish to do so. Although many cameras have a black and white option, once you shoot a photo in black and white, you cannot get the color back. But if you shoot in color, you can always convert and have the original in color as well. There are a couple of methods that are available in Elements Photoshop in which you can convert your photos to black and white. Firstly, one way that we discussed briefly on our saturation video is an option where we open our saturation command. Let's see if we can remember. Shortcut is Control U, and you slide your saturation slider all the way to the left. So now I've removed all my color. So that's one way I could do it. Not my most preferred option, but it is an option. The second method is found under the Image tab up in the menu bar under Mode and Grayscale. This asks, do we want to get rid of all the color information? And we're going to say, okay, we do. So here again, we have a black and white photo. So now, a couple things I would like to do with this photo. If I'm going to edit it, I'm going to bring up my Levels command with a Control L. I'm going to slide this over to the bottom of the mountain, careful not to lose the detail in the white snow. So I'm going to say OK. And then our next step in editing, if you remember, is to go to saturation, so enhance, adjust color. And now you notice that the saturation command is grayed out. This is because we've moved the color, we've removed the color, and we don't have anything to saturate. So that's unavailable to us. So the next thing we would like to do then, after you do your levels and then your saturation, is your contrast. So I'm going to just jump up here to adjust lighting, go to my brightness contrast, and open up this command. The contrast command, although not so important in color photos, it is huge in black and white photos. Here we're going to experiment with the contrast by bumping that up and sliding to the right. Normally we would be in the range of 2 to 10, which gets us to about here. But we can even bump that up greater in a black and white photo and get anywhere up as high as 27 or 30. We'll leave it at 27. Let's look at what it was like before. Notice the contrast along the grassy area. So I'm going to try it again. Yeah, I like that so much better. This, with the contrast button, really creates a more dramatic effect in a black and white photo. So I'm going to say OK. And then the final step to this would be, of course, adjusting our sharpness. So we'll go to Unsharp Mask. And we can choose this if we want, the 120. Look how crisp the leaves are, or I guess they're not leaves, the branches are. I think I like that for now. So here we go. So that would be my final version of my black and white picture. Okay, I'm going to go back up to duplicate and get rid of all of the steps below, and I'm going to show you one other method that we can use to alter our photo into a black and white photo. This final method can be found under the menu bar under Enhance, Convert to Black and White, which the shortcut key is Alt-Control-B. When we open this up, we will see the black and white conversion dialog box. On the left you'll see the color image, and on the right a preview of how the black and white version will look with the current adjustments. The way to begin this adjustment is with the presets on the left. So right now it is set at portrait. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on each one and just look at a variety of options that are available to us. And as I click, notice the sliders on the right hand side. So I'm going to click on the infrared effect and the sliders move. So I'm going to look at the comparison over here. So I'm going to look at the black and white photo on the left. Now here's what a newspaper adjustment would look like. The portrait, scenic landscape, urban snapshots, and vivid landscapes. So you pick whichever one you think you like the best, and of course you'd probably have to go through it a couple of times. I'm just going to do this just quickly. I'm going to take the urban snapshot. Now after you've chosen your style, then you come over to the right where the sliders are, and if I choose the first slider, I am going to adjust any of the red light that's in this photo. So to the right I would lighten up my reds, or I might go a little bit darker if I choose. So it's my option to choose whichever I want. I can again do the same thing with the blue or the white button. The last step here would be to adjust the contrast slider. So adjust that, oops, it's not coming, there we go, adjust that as much as you think is necessary. And then when you think you have it done the way you like, then you are going to accept it by clicking OK. Before I do that, I just want to point out on the right hand side there are a couple of buttons. The undo button allows you to undo only one step at a time, and then the redo button will allow you to redo one step. If you select the reset button will bring you all the way back to where you were in the very beginning when you opened up the conversion window. Okay, so I'm going to say OK. And that's our 3 different methods in how to convert a photo to black and white. Now before we get out of this video, I would like to go back to duplicating the image, and I just want to point one more kind of fun thing out to you. So this is an automatic feature that Elements has in its guided edit. So I'm going to go to Edit, Guided, and I'm going to go all the way down to the photographic effects, and I'm going to choose old-fashioned photo. Now here on the right it gives you a little idea of what it means. So here's a regular color photo of a barn with the mountains and stuff, and then we have the same photo with a kind of an old-fashioned look to it. So all you have to do is follow these steps as you go along here, and you can do the same thing to your photo. So what I'm going to do is says click one of the following, and you can read through each step. I'm just going to go with the urban snapshot because that's what I used previously. So I'm going to click on that, and it automatically adjusts that. So the next thing I would have to do is I would click the adjust the tonality. But basically you're just going to follow the steps of what this says. And now we're going to add a texture to it. And then the final thing is we're going to get a hue saturation adjustment. And look at how neat that looks. It's kind of black and white with a bit of a yellowy tinge to it. Now you can play with your sliders here. You can choose a saturation so there's a lot more bright on the yellow or a lot less bright on the yellow. Of course, if I go left, it's going to take all the color out as we've previously done. So I'm going to go back where this was. I think it was somewhere around here. And the next thing you could do is play around with the hue. You can go a little more orangish, or you can go back up to the yellow into a greenish look. So you can kind of give it the look that you would like by playing around with these sliders a little bit. But kind of a neat little feature, and if you want it to, if you take a picture of something you think would look really cool with an old-fashioned look, or maybe you can design a picture with that in mind, and this is how you do it. So have fun with that, and see you on the next tutorial.